Hello everyone, welcome to Elliottwave-cash.com YouTube channel. Today is October 30th and the chart for today is Apple. Here is the 45 minutes time frame. We are looking for the stock to extend higher as long as it stays above 221 with a bullish sequence right now. Now we can see a couple of things here. I'm going to explain some of the possibilities here, some of the alternates if it doesn't extend higher, and what I think is the more likely scenario based on everything that I will explain. Now, one thing we can observe, at least in the shorter cycle here, is the following. You can see this pullback here, right? This pullback here. This one was in 3 swings, and it hit the 100% extension area here, right? So it is a 3 swing hitting the 100% extension area, and therefore it is a corrective structure. If this is an impulse, this would have been 5 waves. This one was a clear 3 waves, right? And then the wave 3 would have been extended, and you would have been having 4 and a 5. So first thing we can observe right off the bat is that I don't think it has started the big move down or anything to indicate we're going to see a big sell-off, right? At least now, it doesn't mean we cannot do a bigger pullback like this. I'm not saying it cannot happen, but I think so far, because it keeps making new high in the indices, then we have to sort of lean towards the trend. And then we can see that this last move down from the last previous peak here was corrective, right? Was corrective. That's first observation here. So then I think because we continue to rally higher so far, so we have to be leaning towards the trend so far. So we are looking higher to finish with 5. Now let me zoom out and give you a better sort of idea where we are, right? So we're going to be looking at this 3, 4, and 2 here in the minor degree. So that will be your 2, your 3, and the 4, and so that will be your 1. So basically you are looking at a move 5 ways up starting from this low here from September 16. Now first of all, notice here this one was the previous significant high, right? I believe this one was the previous last time high, which is 237. Now that 237, this one is 237.49, this one is 237.23, right? So we have made a new high above that previous high, so we continue to make a higher high sequence here, right? So here is the possible alternates. Now you might say, well, what if we don't actually rally any further? Can we make a count for that? And the answer is yes, you can make the count for that. So basically, if we actually start to see bigger sell-off like this, you can count this move up as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? You can count it as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 diagonal. And then it just drops. Now I think if it breaks below the previous low, you need to be careful, of course, right? I think if it just simply breaks below the previous low over here, you got to be careful, because I think this can play out. This can play out in which you can count this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you will start correcting this entire rally at least as a diagonal, right? Now the second option, which is not the second option, which is what we are showing here as the sort of primary view, is that this move up here can be counted as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you can see this one is a higher degree, intermediate degree 1, 2, and then this is your 3 and a 4. Right? And so if that's the case, then that means if you count this as a 1 2 3 4 instead of just 1 2 like this, then this suggests that the sequence is incomplete, because you have 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 swing. 7 swing will not end. 7 swing is not a motive sequence, right? Motive sequence has to be 5, and then the next one after 5 is 9. So that's why if we can count it this way, a diagonal of course, then we still need 5. There's still need one more leg to finish 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 swing, right? So you need to have something like this before you end the cycle from the low here and then see a bigger pullback, right? So that will be what we are proposing here. And the option is the following: just 1 2 and then 3 4 5 like this. Now if that's the case, then we don't need any further upside. We could already finish this entire rally from August and start to see bigger pullback. So how do you know this alternate is the one playing out? Well, if it continues to go down, break below that low over here, then that will be the possible alternates, right? Now, what do I think is the more likely scenario? Well, I wouldn't say this one is impossible, but the bottom line is this. The bottom line is this is the all-time high. This pullback was corrective. That's what we know, right? That's what we know so far. So that means I cannot be bearish no matter what. I cannot be bearish in Apple, right? And now if we assume this one is the one that is correct, so then we won't see further upside here. So that means we're gonna sell off and correct this entire rally, right? But does that make it bearish? And the answer is not. Why? Because again, this one was a 3 waves here, and this is also a 3 waves. So suppose we actually really does break lower, okay? Let's hypothetically assume. And that means this entire correction, this entire pullback is also still considered to be a correction. So you have a 3 waves down, and then you get a double correction. You get another support again right here, which is the next 100% extension. And then if that's going to be happening, it's not like suddenly Apple is going to be major bullish, major bearish market or anything. You simply just move. You simply just calling the cycle from August finished here. It's finished because it breaks the trend line, so probably it's finished. And then you call it this way, right? And then higher again. And then so you call this 1 2 3 4 5 ending 1, and then this is 2. So I wouldn't try to label this as a possible impulsive move down, which if I could, then it will be a much bigger sell-off, right? Because the reason is this one also subdivision wise is corrective. It's 3 waves. So if it is corrective, then any subsequent sell-off from that point on is going to follow this corrective structure, in which you're not going to be extending too much on your third leg, right? So that is why currently still the bias is on the upside, and while we acknowledge a possibility that the cycle could be finished, but I don't think the trend has ended in terms of the trend higher, since this one was still corrective. So for now, if we can stay above that previous low, we can continue to go higher with the proposed count that I show you, right? Which is this 1 2 3 4, and then we are ending one more like higher to finish the 5, and then finish the cycle and see bigger pullback. Now the question is it the best idea to chase in the long side in the shorter cycle? I would say probably not, since even if it does extend higher, it is probably going to be in the last leg 5 with 5 or 5, right? And then plus we know the possibility that this is possible like this. Now if this is the one playing out, then we can actually start to sell off again, but it's not becoming bearish, right? It's not becoming bearish, still bullish, because this one was again corrective. And if it sells off, then simply means we're going to be ending this cycle and correcting this cycle starting from August, and then the pullback is still going to find support using corrective structure theory, which is always going to be in 3 swing or 7 swing and no extension on the third leg. Okay, so that is the idea for Apple, guys, and as always we're going to keep updating this. And if you want to get more regular updates on Apple or any other stock, ETF, Forex, commodities, feel free to check our service. We have 14 days trial and the link is in the description of the video. I'll see you all again next time and have a nice day, everyone.